Hey, you're listening to the Good Pod Guide with me, Lauren Windle. I'm going to give you the lowdown on some of the biggest podcasts, as well as some hidden gems, to help you find your next great listen. So today's coffee is brought to you from a mug that says, "Dear Lord, what a sad little life," and has a picture of the guy from Come Dine With Me. And if you don't know what this clip is, just Google it immediately, because it has become somewhat of an obsession of mine. And I hope to meet this man one day and interview him, possibly even on this podcast, which is exactly the kind of exclusive that would make my career. Right, let's crack on. So today we are going to talk about one of the biggest podcasts out there. It is the podcast that got us all into podcasts in the first place. It is, of course, Serial. It is so big that it was downloaded 100 million times in the first 18 months. There are 3 seasons in total, and each of them looks into a different crime. But to my mind, by a mile, the best one is season 1. It's hosted by journalist Sarah Cohen, who is asked to look into the murder of a high school student in Maryland in the States, which took place back in 1999. At the time, this student's boyfriend, Adnan Syed, was arrested and sentenced to 30 years in prison for first-degree murder. Sarah tries to gather more evidence. She tries to work out exactly what happened, what the truth is. But it's clear as it goes on, she spends a lot of time on the phone to Adnan from prison. And you can tell that she likes him and that she thinks, or at least hopes, that he's innocent and that she'll find some sort of piece of evidence that exonerates him. I'm not going to give you spoilers, so I'm not going to tell you if she manages to do that. But what is so great about this is that it's just an unfolding situation. So even after the first season finished, they added in these bonus episodes because there was progress in the case. And that to me was just so exciting. I am a total true crime nerd. There are a couple of bits I really liked. And one of them was when Sarah decided to retrace steps that the prosecution said Adnan had taken on the night of the murder to see if the timeline was even possible. Also, they had a cell tower expert on who explained how you can track people using their cell phones, and also sort of talked about the reliability of that evidence. And that for me was just mind-blowing. But they also tracked down a missing witness and spoke to her, and they spoke to the lead witness for the prosecution. And when it got to that bit, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm coming or going, because this is just too much for me to even cope with. You think you know something, and then you're questioning it, and you're certain one thing's the truth, and then someone says something else, and you just will not know what to believe. It is so conflicting, and you just don't even know who you're rooting for towards the end. You've got to strap in. It's 12 episodes long, and each is about an hour or so. So it is a real time commitment. But the journalism is rigorous. The story is gripping. And if you like true crime and you haven't already listened to it, I don't know what you're waiting for. In the next episode, you can hear me make a listener hemorrhaging confession as I review Audible original The Sun King. For more info about the Good Pod Guide, check out the show notes. Also like, subscribe, and leave a positive review. It helps us beat that evil algorithm.